Marc Cucurella to Real Madrid. At first glance, this does not look like the usual Real Madrid transfer. It is not the glamour signing. It is not the superstar fullback signing. It is not Marcelo nostalgia. It is not Roberto Carlos nostalgia. And that is exactly why this move is interesting. Because Jose Mourinho is back at Real Madrid. And Mourinho does not only buy names, he buys problems, he buys matchups, he buys control, he buys players who can survive ugly games. So the question is not simple. The question is not, is Marc Cucurella a good player? The real question is this: did Real Madrid buy the right left-back for the football they are about to play? This is the SirAlex transfer fit verdict, and the rule is simple. A good player is not always a good transfer. Real Madrid officially announced Marc Cucurella from Chelsea. The contract runs until 2032. Jose Mourinho has also been officially appointed as Real Madrid head coach until 2029. So the manager context is clear. This is Mourinho's Real Madrid. That matters, because Cucurella under one coach can look like a strange purchase, but Cucurella under Mourinho starts to make more sense. This is not a vanity signing. This is a manager profile signing. Real Madrid did not buy a glamour left-back. Mourinho bought a problem solver. And more specifically, he bought a problem solver for the Yamal era. That is the hook. That is the lens. Because Barcelona have Lamine Yamal. And Yamal changes how Real Madrid must defend the right side of Barcelona. He is not just another winger. He can hold width, he can receive under pressure, he can attack one against one, he can cut inside, he can combine, he can attract extra defenders, and he can make fullbacks panic. That is the modern Clasico problem. How do you defend a player who can hurt you outside, inside, early, late, with the ball, and without warning? That is where Cucurella becomes interesting, because Cucurella is not an elegant fantasy fullback. His value is confrontation, his value is aggression, his value is recovery, his value is the willingness to defend uncomfortable moments again and again. That is a Mourinho trait. Mourinho's question is not, can this left-back look pretty in possession? His question is, can this left-back survive the pressure point? Can he defend the touchline? Can he press at the right time? Can he recover when beaten? Can he stop the inside lane? Can he make the opponent work for every metre? Against a player like Yamal, that matters. Cucurella is not there to outshine Yamal. He is there to make Yamal's game harder. That is why this transfer is not just a squad move. It is a rivalry move. It is a Mourinho move. It is a Yamal-era move. Now let us break the manager problem properly. What problem is Mourinho buying Cucurella to solve? Not creativity, not pure elegance, not a left-back who becomes a number 10. Mourinho is buying left-side defensive aggression, wide dual security, a pressing trigger from full-back zones, transition control, tactical obedience, recovery defending, emotional intensity, and a defender who can survive ugly games. That last part is important. Real Madrid have always had artists. They will always have stars, but Mourinho teams need players who can win the ugly zones. The second ball, the touchline duel, the recovery sprint, the defensive contact after losing possession, the moment where a fullback is isolated, and the whole stadium can feel danger coming. Cucurella lives in those moments. That is why the fit is not about aesthetics, it is about function. His best role at Real Madrid is not a luxury attacking left-back. His best role is a defensive left-back in a controlled Mourinho structure. His secondary role is left wing-back or pressing trap full-back. He can be used as an anti-winger matchup tool. Against Barcelona, that can mean helping Madrid control the Yamal lane. Against Champions League opponents, that can mean surviving elite right-sided attackers. Against transition teams, that can mean recovering the space behind Madrid's left side. This is where the transfer has football logic. But the logic has conditions, because if Real Madrid fans judge Cucurella like Marcelo, the transfer will fail in public perception before it fails on the pitch. He is not Marcelo. He is not Roberto Carlos. He is not a luxury creator. He is not a final third playmaker. He is not going to solve Madrid's left side creativity by himself. That is not the job. The job is to defend, to press, to recover, to disturb, to make Madrid harder to attack. That is the profile, and that is why this is a transfer fit verdict case, because the player can be useful, but only if the role is understood. If Mourinho uses Cucurella as a left-side defensive weapon, the move can work. If Madrid sell him as a glamour fullback, the expectation gap becomes dangerous, and this expectation gap is the real story. Fans may ask, why did Real Madrid buy this type of fullback? Mourinho may answer, because this is the type of player who helps you win specific games. Not every transfer is about beauty. Some transfers are about control, some are about pain, some are about stopping the opponent's best weapon. And in the Yamal era, Real Madrid need answers on that side. That is why Cucurella to Real Madrid is not just about Cucurella. It is about Mourinho's plan. It is about Barcelona's right side. It is about Clasico pressure. It is about whether Real Madrid can become more secure without losing their identity. That is the first part of the verdict. The tactical fit is real, but it is not risk-free. Now let's move from tactical fit to value, because a transfer can make tactical sense and still be bad business. That is why the SirAlex model uses 3 layers: base football value, current fair value, and value appreciation model. Base football value asks one question: what is the player worth on football evidence alone? For Marc Cucurella, the base football value band is 39 million to 46 million euros. That does not mean he is average. It means his value is role specific. He is a proven elite league player. He has Premier League intensity. He has Spain-level technical and tactical exposure. He brings energy, aggression, versatility, and left-back scarcity. Those things matter, but he does not carry a superstar attacking ceiling. He is not a full-back who naturally creates huge final third value. He is not a Ballon d'Or type profile. He is not a market-hype explosion profile. So the base football value is strong, but not superstar level. Then we move to current fair value. Current fair value asks what a club should fairly pay today, not what the hype says, not what the selling club wants, not what the biggest fan account says. What is the fair transfer value today? For Cucurella, the current fair value band is 44 million to 52 million euros. Why higher than base football value? Because the context raises the price. Real Madrid buyer premium raises the price. Chelsea selling leverage can raise the price. Left-back scarcity raises the price. Mourinho's tactical need raises the logic. Prime age curve supports the deal. A long contract supports squad planning, but the ceiling is not unlimited. Limited resale explosion lowers the top-end value. Fan expectation risk lowers the safety margin. And the Yamal exposure risk makes the public narrative very sensitive. So here is the fee logic. Under 45 million euros, it is strong value. Between 45 and 52 million euros, it is fair. Between 53 and 60 million euros, it is expensive but logical. Above 60 million euros, it becomes overpay risk. That is the current fair value verdict. The move can be logical, but not at any price. Madrid are not buying a superstar value fullback. They are buying a Mourinho-compatible problem solver. That means the fee must respect the role. Now, we move to the value appreciation model. This asks a different question. What will Marc Cucurella be worth in 3 years? The bear case is 22 million to 30 million euros. That happens if he becomes rotation only, struggles with Bernabeu expectation, loses big individual duels in headline games, and gets framed as an expensive non-glamour signing. The base case is 34 million to 42 million euros. That happens if he becomes Mourinho's trusted left-side defender, plays strong minutes, performs in important games, and holds value as a tactical specialist. The elite case is 45 million to 55 million euros. That happens if he becomes a key defensive piece in league title races and Champions League knockout games, builds a strong Clasico record, and becomes respected as Mourinho's left-side problem solver. So the value appreciation rating is 6.7 out of 10. Good floor. Moderate appreciation ceiling. The value is more tactical than market hype driven. That distinction matters because Gordon to Barcelona had more upside as a value growth winner. Cucurella to Real Madrid is different. This is not a huge resale explosion bet. This is a function bet. It works if he helps Madrid solve games. It fails if Madrid need him to become something he is not. Now the minutes pathway. In Season 1, I project 2,200 to 2,800 minutes. That is a rotation to start a battle. In Season 2, 2,500 to 3,100 minutes. That is where he can become a trusted Mourinho role player. In Season 3, 2,200 to 2,900 minutes. That depends on form, fitness, fan pressure, and big game record. The starter probability is around 55 to 65% in Season 1, 65 to 75% in Season 2, and 55 to 70% in Season 3. So the pathway is real, the minutes are available, but the narrative will not be decided by routine league games. It will be decided by Barcelona. It will be decided by elite right-sided wingers. It will be decided by Champions League knockout nights. And it will be decided by whether Mourinho trusts him when the game becomes uncomfortable. Now the risk board. Price risk is medium-high, because if the fee goes above the fair value zone, the deal becomes harder to defend. Fan expectation risk is high, because Real Madrid fans may want elegance, not just function. Tactical misuse risk is medium. He must not be sold as a creator. Yamal exposure risk is high, because Clasico duels can define the narrative. Adaptation risk is low to medium. He has already handled elite league football. Injury and load risk is medium. His game is high intensity. Resale risk is medium-high, because the appreciation ceiling is not massive. Stylistic risk is high.